What keeps you up at night?
What keeps me up at night?
You up?
Trying to answer that three-part question is going to keep me up tonight. I had forgotten the first part. What is that for the third part? It's confusing. No, actually, to be honest, I get that question a lot from investors, what keeps you up at night? And I never really had an answer for it because our business happens to be pretty well insulated, and we've got a great business model, we got great associates, so I feel very good about it. But I never thought that there would be the dislocation in the credit markets like we saw. And I agree with what John said before. There's a sea change. This is a different kind of downturn than I've ever experienced, and I've been through this is the third one as well. Yeah, I've never seen it like this, and so I still get worried that we're going to see the markets seize up again, the credit markets seize up again in some way, and that was a difficult time with our company. We had to take out about 4,500 people, which was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. And it wasn't because they weren't great people doing great jobs and making a lot of money. The credit markets, we just couldn't access them to keep the business going, and that was painful. So that actually is what now keeps me. I now have something to answer the question with.
John?
Unfortunately.
Well, I think the country, we have a freight train coming at us as a society. I'm not suggesting we're like Greece or like the pigs or whatever the different acronyms are, but if you look at the revenues we take in at the national level and what we spend, and if you were to, I couldn't sign the statements for the United States government. The accounting is so awful, it's so convoluted and so made up, we couldn't run Wells Fargo that way. I'd be thrown in jail. So we've got some major issues. We have some major tax policy issues. We have some major spending issues. And my best days of my week are spending time with customers, team members, or meetings like this. My worst days, by some distance, is anytime I even get close to Washington, D.C. Because it's all about pointing fingers and blaming each other. And we have big opportunities to be the next greatest generation, but we've got to come together. We have to use our differences to be, like Dawn said, I like the cement analogy, and we have big things to do, and time is not our friend here. So we should figure out a way that every American can live with dignity and with health care and green energy or green the planet, and free trade policies that are also fair trade policies. I mean, we can go on, but we have got big issues, and it's later than we think. That's what I worry about.
Don, does anything keep you up at night?
Yes, I think Stephen talked to it. John talked about it earlier, about it being lonely at the top. Each of us have an unbelievable responsibility to guide our employees through this. Their lives, their well-being, the way they go home to their families every night, we affect their lives. We've had to face enormously challenging economic times, and every individual human being that you have to confront when you're contracting to get through this process keeps you up at night. It makes your stomach hurt. And when you stop feeling that way, you should get out. Yeah. Because every single individual is our responsibility to help get them through this, to protect their lives, their careers, and their families. And their well-being is the single biggest thing that keeps me up at night.
It's very good to hear that.